Going to happen, in my opinion. Artificial intelligence is going to replace more and more knowledge workers. And we're talking about university educated professionals who are working in offices who are making $50,000 to $100,000 or more per year. These are highly paid professionals, but the AI is just getting smarter and smarter every day. We have OpenAI and other AI companies, big tech companies, they are pouring billions of dollars into GPUs and research to eliminate professional jobs. And so, as millions of people lose their jobs, what are they going to do to support their families, to pay the mortgage, to pay the bills, to cover their living expenses? They have no choice but to create their own business. But the problem is that they don't have business training or experience. They have no clue how to create a business. Because you have to understand it, when you're an employee, it's like you're a soldier or a captain or a colonel in a big organization. You're not equipped, you're not mentally prepared to wage a war. And yet, that is what business is all about. When you start a business, you are starting a war. And you're starting a war against incumbents, against companies that exist already, that have their own offices, procedures, resources, manpower, tools, sustainable competitive advantages. I mean, when you start a new business, the odds are really against you. And so when these professionals are losing their jobs because of AI, they are running out of money, right? And so they're going to be very stressed. They have little money, little capital, little resources, no business experience. What are they going to do? And that's when they're going to turn to my artificial business intelligence, which is an online library of Python applications. And these are what I call expert programs, because these Python programs contain business and marketing and sales expertise. These Python programs will help them to get up and running very quickly. But we're not talking about starting a traditional business where you're taking on a lot of risk. It's going to take a few months, usually a few years before you become profitable. But these professionals who just lost their job, they need to make money right now, like within 2 or 4 weeks. And so my Python programs will help them to sell products and applications and even source code so that they can make money quickly. So they're not starting a business. They're really becoming affiliates or teachers or operators of my artificial business intelligence applications, and they're going to make money right away. But I think that the smart professionals will get started right now. They're not going to wait until they get this pink slip from their employer. Because I guarantee you one thing, the big tech companies out there that are developing artificial intelligence, they have only one goal in mind, and that's the elimination of your job, of your profession. When you look at the definition of artificial general intelligence from the OpenAI website, they explicitly state that their goal is to develop an autonomous intelligence that can perform better than most humans at economically valuable tasks. Basically, what they're saying is that their mission is to create an AI that will outperform human beings in their professional jobs. They are saying it explicitly, and they are pouring billions of dollars with the help of Microsoft to eliminate your professional job. And I don't understand why people are not waking up and they're not revolting against this kind of technological development. Now, you can go into the street and you can protest, but you can't do anything because we live in a capitalistic free market economy. Big tech companies have the right to develop those technological tools, but you, as a professional, you have the right to do something. You have the right to rise up and fight for your freedom, for your livelihood, for the well being of your family. Because I guarantee all the professionals out there that if you don't do something now, you're going to regret it in a few months. Because when they release ChatGPT 5 or GPT 5, you're going to see how super smart it is. It doesn't matter how good you are as a writer, as an illustrator, as a video editor, as a blogger, as a marketer, as a manager. GPT 5 is going to outperform 80 or 90% of the professionals out there. And so you got to start preparing now. Time is of the essence. You cannot stick your heads into the sand and wait and see, because the writing is on the wall. Your job is already gone. Your profession is gone. I've realized this since 2018 when I gave my first artificial intelligence keynote at Concordia University. That was 6 years ago. I was telling the audience of 40 engineers, half jokingly, I was telling them, do you really believe that you can fight the Terminator if you don't know how to program? And at the end of the conference, just out of curiosity, I asked them, how many of you, as a result of this conference, have decided to learn Python? And 4 engineers said they've made the decision. Now, I didn't do the follow-up. I don't know if they followed up, but if you don't learn Python, if you don't learn programming, if you don't understand how computers work, if you don't learn computational thinking, if you don't download my Python expert programs, it's game over for you. I mean, I'm sorry if I sound like an alarmist, I sound like the boy who cried wolf, but this time it's really, really critical. This is an emergency. It's a national emergency. That's why I've created a Facebook group called AI for Canadians. I don't want my fellow Canadians to fall behind. But anyways, my Python expert programs are for everyone. It's for anyone who is serious enough to want to survive. It's not even a matter of ambition. If you want to survive economically, financially, this is what you got to do. You cannot just go back to Netflix and watch YouTube videos and podcasts and just expect with your fingers crossed that the government is going to create UBI. They're not going to create UBI in time. And so my strongest recommendation to people is to start to get serious about AI. And the first step is to learn how to program in Python. In fact, don't try to learn Python on your desktop. It might be too much. If this is your first programming language, I recommend that you download PyDroid 3 on your smartphone, iPhone or Android phone. And you use my Python code and you play with the Python code. You just run it, you modify the code a little bit just to get familiar with the Python environment. It is the easiest programming language that you will ever find out there. But interestingly, it is also probably the most powerful AI programming language. So if you learn Python, your chances of survival and thriving in the new AI economy will be fairly high. But you gotta learn Python and you gotta learn about business, the basics of business. You don't need to get an MBA, but learn the basics of business, the basics of sales and marketing, and you'll be okay. But if you wait, like most of your friends and most of your family, if you wait like 95% of people out there and you think that things will be okay, that big tech companies will somehow take care of you, the government will take care of you, you are severely mistaken. And once again, I know that this may sound harsh, it may sound like I'm an alarmist, but trust me, I've been studying these developments for the last 6 years, and I really don't want to waste people's time. I'm telling them right now, if you don't get serious right now about AI, it's game over. You're not going to make money. You're going to be destitute. You're going to be poor. You're going to be out of a job. Your family is going to suffer. Your marriage might dissolve because of the financial pressure. So I'm telling people, I'm telling entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs, get technical. Get technical. Get your hands dirty. Entrepreneurship is not a social thing. It's not about networking. It's about leveraging the greatest power ever invented by mankind, and that is the personal computer. But to leverage that power, you gotta learn programming. Women have to get over this psychological hurdle, this self-limiting belief that, oh, I'm a woman, I'm not technical, I'm not good with computers. You don't have a choice anymore. You gotta become good with the computer. You gotta learn Python. And most of the women entrepreneurs I've been helping since 2005, they are failing, but they don't have to fail. With the power of programming and computers, they can succeed. So that's what I tell men and women, and that is my message. If you get my message and you learn Python and you try to create products to become financially independent, then you're going to be doing fine. Otherwise, man, life is going to be so hard for you.